Stadium, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and his sidekick Shannon Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacher Man.
Well, welcome today to Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man. And my co-host Shannon will be joining us shortly. You know, Big Papa has daddy's duties. He'll be joining us a little later on. But today, we're going to be talking more and focusing more on this case with Donald J. Trump here in Georgia, and in particular Fulton County. And we're going to be talking, we're going to dig into that a little bit today in terms of his motion to squash his case here and to remove the DA from the case here and to remove Judge Barney from the case here. Now, we're going to be talking a little bit about it a little later on right here on Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shannon Jones. Don't go nowhere. We'd like to hear your opinion. We'd like to hear what you have to say. You know, we've been talking about Donald Trump for a few years now. Even when he left the White House, Shannon packed him up and put him in a van and packed the stuff up. He didn't know he was taking secret documents with him, classified documents with him. I'm going to ask Shannon about that when he comes. All right, but we'll talk more today right here on Straight Talk. Share it with your Facebook friend and YouTube family. And like us, subscribe to the channel, as Miss C always say. And we'll see you on the other side.
Hi, Miss C here with your 3-minute news blast or more. Hey, Pastor Greg. Hey, Pastor Shannon. Hope you all are doing well. You're looking pretty good. From here, anyway. Listen, I've got some news I want to tell you about, okay? A jazz brunch will be held at 10 a.m. on June 10th at St. Stephen Family Life Center, 2670 Hogan Road in East Point, featuring jazz artist Gregory Milkshake Mayfield. For more information, call 404-763-2341 or log on to ststephenmbchurch.org. There will be a clergy and public safety forum held May 23rd, 10 a.m. at the Enon Church, 3550 Enon Road in Atlanta, Georgia. A free breakfast will be served. Dr. Gregory L. Pollard is host pastor. Now listen, the 4th District Lay Organization of the African Methodist Episcopal Church is calling all singers. The 4th Episcopal District Lay Organization invites you to sing with the 4th District Connectional Lay Choir for the opening worship service of the 38th Biennial Session. Woo! And that's going to be held on June 27th at 9 a.m. But they're going to have virtual rehearsals leading up to that, and then they will have an on-site rehearsal on June 26th. Now, to sign up and receive more information, contact Reverend Anthony Vinson at 773-829-7665. And he can give you all the information. Now listen, I want you to do 4 things for me. I want you to subscribe. I want you to I want you to leave comments. I know this is not the order. I'm sorry, Greg. I'm probably messing you up. I want you to... No, let me go back. Erase that. I want you to like us and then subscribe to us and leave comments and share us. Yay, I made it. Okay, I had a senior moment there. But anyway, let us hear from you. And also... let people know about Straight Talk News. We're here. Okay, you can send us an email if you'd like for us to announce your event. Send it to straighttalknews1362 at gmail.com. That's straighttalknews1362 at gmail.com. You'll be glad you did. Okay, now listen, we're going to see you right back here next time. And in the meantime and in between time, May the Lord God bless you real good. Oh, and I want to say congratulations to all our graduates. Oh my goodness, there are so many of them. And I'm so proud. And we're going to be celebrating our graduates on June 27th, 2023. And I'm so proud of all of them. Okay, see you next time. Bye.
Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen. That's my co-host, and I mean, I tell you, he's here, he's here. But before I want to talk to Shannon before I got that question I got to ask him. Y'all. I told you I was going to ask him when he got here. But I just want to thank Miss C, as always, for doing just a great job with news and information. Thank you so much, Miss C, for all that you do. And don't forget to join us, Shannon, I, and Pastor Elegant from the Atlanta Minister of Alliance, the South Florida Minister Alliance, CBC, as we talk to people in public safety, chiefs, police departments, city managers, and the community and all, and talk about what's going on and how we as ministers and what we can do to help curtail a lot of the things that we see that's going on in our society. You don't want to miss that. You may want to join us in that. And Jenny, I think we're going to do a little tape of that for our program next week so we can share it with our listeners here, our viewers. I keep saying listeners, but our viewers.
Absolutely.
But Shannon, I got a question for you, Big Papa. Big Papa, you remember when Donald Trump was leaving the White House, right? You had him packing up that van. You remember that?
Yes.
Why didn't you see the classified documents he was putting in that van? Why didn't you see them?
Because they were classified.
But you had that big van out there. You made sure the van
was there.
And you seen them bringing the boxes out, right? Because you got to go. You ain't got to go home, but you got to leave here. You were saying that. You told him that. You got to go home, but you got to leave him. Remember that? You
got to get out of the White House. Yeah. Right, but he didn't. The classified documents didn't leave on that van, on that truck. He put them on a. They left on a Greyhound 1465 out of Arlington, Virginia. He put them at the bottom of the Greyhound. So they stopped that. They stopped that truck just to check it because he took it over to the Trump Hotel. They checked that, but they missed that Greyhound coming out of Arlington. Into Fort Lauderdale and on over to Mar-a-Lago.
Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, all right then. I had
that's
that question.
That's good.
That question came in my mind.
Yeah. We would have called it. We would have called it, man. But we would have called it, but we wasn't watching everything. See, Trump was. You got to see about Trump. Trump is before time, but he knows what he's up to. So while you're thinking that he's presidenting, he's doing what it is that he's doing. By the time you catch around to catch him, man, he already put stuff on Greyhound, the family fishing bus, and get it out of Dodge, man. You got to get up early to catch Donald J. Trump.
Oh, have mercy. Well, since that's a good segue into this with Fannie Willis, Judge Bernie, and him asking them to squash the evidence that was obtained by the special grand jury, right? We know that Fannie is going to impanel a grand jury in July, sometime August or something. But he's feeling this pressure that it looks like he's going to be indicted, and so now he's asking that they squash this all this thing that happened with the special grand jury, and that Bernie be removed, and she be removed, and certain evidence and stuff like that not be used. And he got some Atlanta attorneys, probably some of Giuliani boys here in Atlanta that's helping him with that. But the issue is now is Fannie has answered it and said all of that is frivolous. It makes no sense. So Judge Bernie got the rule on her motion to dismiss his motion. But before he can rule on his motion, her motion to dismiss his motion, they come back with another motion that to give them 21 days to make a motion to overturn the motion that she made. We motioning it out right here. But he's just doing what he normally do. He's just doing the delay tactic. The inevitable is inevitable. The inevitable is inevitable, Shannon.
It is. It's what's that song? Motion or locomotion or whatever. That's what it is. But there's another way of looking at this. If you ever take the train into Manhattan. And you go outside the men's lavatory. There's some guys there with some cards, and it's usually 3 cards. And they want you to give them a little money. Guess which card is where. And they switch the cards around so you can't catch which one. And sure enough, you try to pick the card it is, and you're gonna lose your lunch money in that game of 3-card Monte. And that's what that sounds like to me.
But that's Trump's strategy all along has been the crowd wolf that somebody's doing.
Bring your sound up a little bit, Bishop, for our viewers.
You can't hear me.
I'm struggling to hear you.
Okay, I said that's Trump's MO anyway, is to cry wolf. That somebody's picking on me, they're picking on me, they're lying on me, this ain't right, I don't know. You probably don't remember this song, but people of my generation do. It was a song called Charlie Brown. He was a clown. He said, why everybody always picking on me? Why everybody always picking on me? So John Trump is that person that feels like, okay, I can do anything I want to do. I can do anything I want to do, and ain't nothing you can do about it. And you don't need to even be talking about it. And we look at all the things that Donald Trump has done, right? And we can go back to when he was running and talking about groping women. We can talk about other sexual things that he had done. We can talk about other crimes that he had committed, not even turning in his taxes like other presidents have done in the past. I mean, we can just go on and on and on and on and on, where he just felt like he is above the law. That he is above the law, that he can do whatever he wants to do, and can't nobody say nothing about it, because my name is Donald J. Trump. And then, to show you how he feels so empowered, he is still, with all the things that he has done, is running as a nominee for the President of the United States on a Republican ticket. No shame at all. Just no shame. Just no shame.
No, not at all. And when you live in a time, Bishop, I have to apologize a lot to my wife, because I don't send out a poll to live my life. And my life and my ministry and my activism and my friendship, I'm Shannon. I don't have any image makers tell me this is how you be president of concern. I'm just going to be Shannon. And I love Shannon. And I sleep good being Shannon. When you have people who are supposed to check you, and checking is not always a negative thing. It's just, you need to be checked. The mirror checks us every day. Let us know if we got something in our nose, something on our face, something around our eyes. When you have folk that are more concerned with cozying up to and being comfortable and being popular than they are with being true and safeguarding the dignity of the country and the dignity of their responsibility, then the Trumpers. When I say Trumpers, let me reverse that, because that today means those people that are supporters of Donald Trump. But a Donald Trump-esque type person can always work in organizations, in churches, in government, when the people who should be there to speak up for the organization, for the church, for the legacy, for the government, when they're weak, or when they're so concerned with being popular, that instead of them scratching something that they know is itching, they have to first send out a poll to know, am I itching? They put their hand on a hot cup and they got to send out a poll to see, can I show that my hand is burning? Instead of just saying, this is hot, this is itching, this is wrong, And so Trump can be possible and will be a contender for the presidency because good men and good women chose to be popular rather than to be right. And so that's what's happening. And so what we need really, and this is what we preach on Sunday, because we're preaching to folk. I tell my congregation, I'm not preaching to you to come to church and just sit here. I want you to get involved. I'm preaching to you. I'm preaching a gospel that infects you and affects you. To get up out of your seat, go join this organization, go run for office, go, because we need to put righteousness in the public square. If the kingdom is within, then we need to bring the kingdom into Congress. We need to bring the kingdom into the board. That's why I'm happy that we have pastors like Pastor Warnock and others that are engaging in public policy and engaging in running for office. We've got to bring righteousness into the marketplace, into the public square, and stop being so concerned with what K Street and what lobbyists and what image makers are telling you. The only way you can stop a renegade narcissist is to stand on truth. Speak truth to them. Don't care what it costs to establish righteousness over wrong. That's my 2 cents on that, Bishop.
Well, I agree with you, and I think I know that the founding fathers of this country had problems. They had issues, but there were more moral people than immoral people on certain issues. What we have now is more immoral people than we do moral people that's in positions to deal with, and I'm going to deal it from a morality standpoint. You deal with it from a popular standpoint. But it's something about your conscience. When something is wrong, and somebody's doing something is wrong, that you speak out about it. And I grew up in a neighborhood in a time when you were doing something wrong, anybody could tell you were wrong, right? And the people in the community, there were some people who kind of, let some wrong go on and didn't say anything. But most of the people, when something was wrong, they would say, don't do that. You can't do that. Stop doing that. It's wrong. Don't do it. You remember a time when kids would be fighting, and you would start a fight in front of somebody's house, and they say, hey, y'all stop that fighting and go on home. But now, no, let them kill themselves. You see people jumping in the fight, the parents jumping in the fight, everybody jumping in the fight. As opposed to stopping the fight, they become a part of the fight. They become the fight themselves. I mean, we've gone too far to the left in terms of doing what's right and teaching our children to do what's right. When they look at legislators, I'm talking about Rick Ross. I'm going to just talk about Rick Ross a little bit here. Rick Ross was told by Fayetteville that he cannot have and hold what he usually do with the car show and the concert on his property. They weren't going to give him a permit. He defiles them and said, I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, so where do we stop when somebody say, stop, you don't do that. Stop, don't do that. Where is it? And our political leaders and even many of our religious leaders are afraid to tell people it's wrong and to stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop. Stop bagging somebody that you know that doesn't care about this country. That only self-serving, only care about themselves. You ought to know that by all the people that he's thrown under the bus that was with him, that was loyal to him, and he threw them up under the bus. If he doesn't care about them, why would he care about the people in this country? Why would he care about these people in the country? He doesn't. People are just a pawn to be used for his own self-serving interests. And we just might as well be real about it. And I don't care who the elected official is. I don't care who the preacher is. I don't care who the community leader is. I don't care who that person may be. If you're not in it for serving the people and looking out for the people and doing what's right, And we won't always agree to what's right. We can't agree, we may not agree to how to get to what's right. Let me say that. But we can't agree on what's right. And this is just not, this is not right what we're seeing
It's
today.
not right.
It's not right. It's just
Uh-uh.
not right.
It's not right. It's not right, Bishop. And you know, fear is not something that God gave us. It's something that happens in the flesh, and it's got to be checked. The scripture says, I have not given you this. God has not given you the spirit of fear, excuse me, but that of power, love, and a sound power to overcome the fear. The boogeyman is always real until you cut off the lights and open the closet and show that it ain't there. And what's happening is that we're allowing for folks to walk around in the darkness, and we're comfortable with the darkness ourselves. We're comfortable with it. And so we can allow boogeymen, boogie women to move around because we ain't cutting the lights on and opening the closet to show those who would imagine the boogeyman and the boogeyman's power in their minds and what the boogeyman can do if I go against the boogeyman. Somebody need to come cut the lights on and open up the closet. That's what wokeism was supposed to be. It's dwarfed in some other things, but wokeism is let's wake up from the darkness and let's shine the light on what's really there and see that this is just a man, this is just a woman. You don't have to be afraid of Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's just a woman. She got a doctor's appointment like you. She goes to the store and take a Tylenol like you. Why are you letting this one or that one lord over you? But when you walk in fear and trying to be popular is another form of fear. But I'm just happy I was raised in a home, Bishop, like you, where my parents didn't want to be popular with us. They just wanted to be right. And so they would, they would do things to us that, I mean, literally, if you held a poll or did an election, my parents polled very bad, but they polled terribly. I would have gladly, so I thought, I would have gladly have voted them out and voted some folk in that would have allowed me to do what I wanted to do. I would have voted somebody in, let me stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd have voted somebody in, let me drive out, be out all hours of the night. I'd have voted someone in, let me bring girls in my room. I would have voted somebody in like that, allow me to give them a piece of my mind, and you cussed at me, so I'm gonna cuss back at you, or you drink, so I'm gonna drink in the house, or I saw you light a cigarette, so I'm gonna sit back here in my room and I'm gonna smoke a pack of cigarettes. I would have gladly have voted my parents out.
Who does
I'd have
that?
voted them out, Bishop.
Yeah. Who
Huh?
does that? Who does that? Too many people do that today. Too many people do that today.
Yeah, man, that's the order of the day, to be friends with your kids, and then they get into society and they meet some cops that ain't friendly to them, or they meet a job that ain't friendly to them. Then the next thing you know, they want us to come out and rally around because it's that and that, because they weren't kind to me. Well, where did you think that you deserved this? Well, what did you do? I did this, but here. Well, what did you learn about consequences? I didn't have consequences because my parents were afraid of me. They wanted to be popular with me. My pastors wanted to be popular with me. My principals and teachers wanted to be popular with me instead of being right with me. And so then I get out in society, and society is a corrector. Life is a corrector, and it will correct you. And unfortunately, we've got some leaders that ain't really living life, but they living in the shadows and in the darkness of their mind, and they're allowing boogeymen, boogie women to be possible.
Well, we can talk about this all day long, but let me say to our listeners and our viewers here, I want to just say to you, and I want you to hear me good when I say what I'm about to say. We are living in a period in a time, the Bible talks about the Antichrist, where the Antichrist will run rapidly. And what we see is the Antichrist. Everything is against God, against Christ. against the moral fabrics of this country in which this country was founded on. Religious freedom. Religious freedom. When the last time you heard them sing a song, God Bless America, Land That I Love? When the last time we used to sing that song all the time? That song is not sung anymore. I mean, God is being left out, and other things are entering in. And people are caught up on the ways of the world and the things of the world. And the people who they feel that are influential, that can help them get to where they want to be. But where you want to be ain't really where you want to be. Because you'll find out when you get to where you think you really want to be, it's going to make you happy. It ain't going to make you happy. It's just going to make your life a little bit more miserable. Because look at what's going on around you, and you say, well, it ain't happening to me, it's happening to somebody else. It's happening to this person's kid. It's happening to that person's kid. That ain't happening to my kid. But if it happened to that kid, it'll happen to your kid. If that person's kid gets shot, your kid can get shot. Those are things. I remember Shannon, and you remember when they were having the gun sliders and out in South Fulton County, when people was sliding in the cars at the gas station. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And
you get out to get your gas and slide and grab your purse, fill your car.
Do what now?
I said, you get out the car to pump your gas, they slide in from the other door, take your purse or grab your car. Mm-hmm.
Right, Miss Jordan, she was pushing that. She was talking about it and trying to get something about it. And other people saying, well, it ain't happening over here in our area. It ain't happening over here. It left from South Fulton, and it went like wildfire everywhere, everywhere. And the same thing with gun violence. Same thing with everything. Because we didn't say stop it. We didn't say stop it because it was happening to somebody else and it wasn't happening to us. Listen, it is time for us, people with moral conscience, people who are not in it for themselves, but in it for the greater good of humanity and mankind. And I'm not talking about just out here with bullhorns and with signs and marching and demonstrating. It's time for us to get to go and be doing what we need to be doing and telling people to stop it. Legislators, stop it. This person, stop it. And I want to thank God. I want to thank God and thank those who came and said today, on today. Now, this is a pre-recorded program Wednesday. Let me just say on Wednesday, who came to the Fulton County Commission meeting, the calls that were made, the thing that was said about what was going to happen in terms of an appointment of one individual who people felt that would have been the wrong appointment, but they said to Commissioner Rob Pitts, stop it. They said to Commissioner Khadijah Abdul Rahman, stop it. They said to the other commissioner, stop it, just stop it. Don't do it, stop it. And that's what we need to tell people, just stop it. We need to say to the Republican Party and Mr. McCartney, stop it, just stop it, y'all stop it. You're dealing with people's livelihood. You're dealing with people's money. If they don't deal with the debt ceiling, we're going to end up with a problem around here. People not getting their Social Security check, military people not getting paid. And somebody made a great statement. Before you do that, stop your salary. You stop getting paid. You stop paying your staff. You stop if you be the first partaker. You stop it. If you really want to do something, you stop it. And it ain't like you really need the money. Oh, Shannon, don't let me get to preaching now. I feel something here. I feel something here. But listen, I want us to share straight talk. I want you to share it with other people. Share your views and opinions. And we will always agree. And we all right. It's all right to agree to be disagreeable. But we do need to come to a common place where we can agree on how we're going to stop the thing that's going on in our society today, because we can stop it. We can stop gun violence. We can stop all the killing. We can stop it. If we stop looting when they did looting, we can stop it. We can stop it. But it starts with every individual. It starts with you. It starts with me. We got to say, stop it. S-T-O-P, stop it. Now I'm turning it over to Shannon, and we're going to get ready to close this thing out. Shannon?
Like us, comment, subscribe, share. It's always going to be straight talk. We're always going to speak truth to power. We have friends that we love. When our friends do wrong in private, we call them in private. When they do wrong in public, we call them out in public. It ain't personal. It's just straight talk.
Straight talk. Until next week, you ain't in tune to nothing but what? Straight talk.
Talk.
I see you, Big Papa.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922 at Comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shannon Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.